Right then. Hello to the peoples. Get back into it. Continue. Yeah, that's the button. Ah, yes. The man, the myth, the legend, servant, assassin, Sasaki Kojiro. Man, imagine just announcing who you are in a game where people not knowing your name is kind of the name of the game. Man, the servant's reply is given in a sing-song voice. Saber cannot help but be surprised. Servants generally conceal their identities. What sort of servant would so bluntly and proudly give his name?
貴様、何を
何をとは無粋だな。立ち会いの前に名を明かすのは当然であろう。それがそなたのように見目麗しい相手ならばなおのこと。だというのに、そのような顔をされるとは心外であった。
You know what? He's got a point. Man who introduced himself as Sasaki Kojiro, the assassin, appears to enjoy Saber's confusion. There is no way Saber knows. She has no idea the servant is a swordsman who wields a long sword called Monohoshi Sao. Alright. And was rumored to have been an unrivaled swordsman during the Keiichiro era in Japan. Knowing, of course, would change nothing. The man's origin is unknown, and even his existence is uncertain. His story was told only by word of mouth, and there is perhaps only one person in the world who knows the true identity of the man who was hailed as the greatest swordsman in the world, the man who never left a mark in history, but was Sasaki Kojiro's archenemy, and the only one to have ever defeated him. So how can this man be called a hero? The assassin, Sasaki Kojiro, is a presence far removed from Saber herself. Who among heroic spirits could know the abilities of a swordsman who could not himself normally be a heroic spirit?
だが
Two things are clear for her. One is that the man before her is an enemy, and the other is that he has willingly identified himself.
参りました。名乗られたからには、こちらも名乗り返すのが騎士の礼です。
Oh, are we about to learn her name? Saber's voice is grave. Revealing her true name poses an immense risk. She cannot reveal her true name, even under torture, nor does she have any intention of doing so. Jay would have been a perfect moment for us to learn what her name is. But still, we must soldier on. However, this is only in the name of her pursuit of victory. For the same reason, she cannot tarnish her knight's honor.
小次郎と言いましたね。
Oh?
アサシンのサーバントよ。私は。
Huh?
よい。名乗れば名乗り返さねばならぬ相手であったか。
Come on now. We want to know who she is.
いや、無粋な真似をしたのは私であった。
Man descends the stairs gracefully. Assassin confronts Saber, taking slow steps down the stairs.
そのようなことで敵を知ろうとは思わぬ。我らにとって敵を知るにはこの刀だけで十分であろう。違うか、セイバーのサーバントよ。 そう驚くこともあるまい。貴様の持つそれが何であるかは分からぬが、身にまとった殺気は剣士のもの。目がくらむほどの美しい剣気。その貴様がセイバー以外の何者であろうか。
Excellent deduction. Takes a step closer. Assassin descends the stone steps, and he points his sword at
神
Saber.
名など知らずともよい。ただセイバーというサーバントがこの刃に敗れるだけの話だ。
Interesting. So is this like a personal vendetta that is like because you are Saber, a swordsman, I am Kojiro, also swordsman, theoretically unparalleled, minus that one guy that actually did beat me. Uh, it's like a battle for clout. Ghost Cat, what's happening?
言葉で語るべきことなど皆無。もとよりサーバントとはそういうものであろ
Fair enough. Battling just because we are servants. The swordsman laughs joyfully.
なるほど。それは確かにその通りです。
Saber speaks. She readies her sword.
う。それでよい。では果たし合おうぞセイバー。サーバント随一と言われるその剣にしかと見せてもらわねばな。
A silver light leaps, solid and soft. The battle between the two very different swordsmen begins under the moonlight. New data add. New weapon. Let's see. Is it this button? This one? No. That one. Nope. Yeah. So now that he is logged in the notebook, see what we got here. Assassin, Society Closure, Male, 176, Neutral Evil. Interesting. Average string, low con, really high agility. Very nice. Low magic, yeah, understandable. But some good luck. Then this noble phantasm is a mystery. Understandable. Yeah, as one would have as an assassin, presence concealment, mind's eye, false. Okay, okay. Interesting, interesting. Here's to see more. Not that we will, because the interlude is over. Hmm. Why are you sleeping in the shed again? I wake up to a searing pain in my chest. It feels like I just had a bad dream.
胸が痛い。
Or maybe are you sensing that Saber got hurt? I don't think he
You're
did
still
that.
distant, by the way, in your mic.
Is this better?
I feel like you're on the wrong mic, actually.
Interesting. Hold on. Let me see something. Oh yeah, that is true. Discord thinks I'm using a totally different mic.
That's gonna be real awkward to review in the actual VOD.
Oh no, the as far as Streamlabs is concerned, it's logged into the correct mic. So it
Okay.
was only Discord that was confused.
Okay, catch me up to speed. How did the fight go?
Well, Saber almost revealed her name, but Kojiro stopped her, and I was like, "Gosh darn it! Why are you like this?" Uh,
Why are you such
and
a good lad?
yeah, and then they're like, "All right, there's no need for words. We're just gonna duke it out because we're swordsmen." And it's like, you know what? Fair enough. And we're servants, of course. And then after that, interlude over. And now we wake up to this guy
They
having a heart attack.
they didn't even get to scrapping. Wow, I was surprised.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not even a little bit. Uh, but we did get his information though.
I saw that in the stream for like the actual Discord, and like I can go through that later. But like, what specifically did you find that was neat about it? Because there's a lot that they give you off of his. He literally revealed his name.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like there was the fact that let's see, will it allow me to pull it up right now? No wonder I'm not focused. There we go. It gave me one. I was noticing his high luck, and I was like, look at that. Like that's comparable to Saber. I want to say. His Noble Phantasm still a mystery because we didn't actually get to the fight.
Well, here's the thing too. It's this is a very important distinction. There's a difference between not knowing it and it being a mystery. Because if you look at every other servant, they still have a number even if you haven't seen it.
Touche, touche. So therefore, it sounds like in this case, it's a mystery more so because he himself is a mystery. Because they did
Special
also go
circumstance,
through
per
that.
se.
Yeah, that basically this guy, he's not even famous, so he shouldn't even be a hero. Uh,
Well, his speed. He is a dex build.
oh yeah, he be schmoovin'.
Also, he is tall for a Japanese man. Look at him.
Oh
That's like 5'10", 5'11", I'm pretty sure. Like, he is tall.
yeah, so somewhere thereabouts. Yeah, it feels right. Um, and then also noticing his alignment of neutral evil. That was a bit
He's,
of a surprise, but
he comes off more neutral than evil.
yeah. But I was like, you know what? I don't know your history like that, so maybe you are just neutral evil. You do you, buddy.
I think it's real funny how despite being assassin class, his presence concealment is as bad as it gets without being, E.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. I was like, huh? D? Excuse me?
Mind's Eye A is pretty fucking good, though.
Yeah, he makes up for it with that.
Like,
Uh,
you
he's
combine
probably
Mind's Eye with his agility, like, he is. You ain't getting past. He is a gate guard despite being a dex build, and it's scary.
yeah, like if anything, the reason why his presence concealment is D is because he's not the actual stealth build, he is the barbarian stealth build.
Barbarian stealth is crazy.
Who's that over there? And then he disappears, and then your head disappears, and then he just keeps going. Everyone's none the wiser until they are, and then they aren't. So
Okay, I'm caught up. I'm caught up. Carry on.
yeah. So yeah. Now back to our boy's heart attack that he's experiencing.
Come on, Sasuke, get it together.
Heart feels like it's burning. Actually, it feels more heat from outside has been forced into my body. I doubt myself briefly, but before I can think of what it might be, I find myself rushing outside. I open the sliding screen door to Saber's room.
まさか
Yes, she has in fact gone rogue.
A
No,
rogue knight, a terrifying build.
indeed. No, there's no doubt. If she's not here, she went to Ryoto Temple on her own.
バカ野郎なんで体だって治りきってないのにどうしてわ
Because
ざ
you
わざ
told her no.
Also, because father, she craves violence.
She is a cat, isn't she?
So angry, my head is starting to hurt. I didn't tell her I wasn't going to fight. I just said not now.
It's a very striking image that kind of highlights what makes this Shiro special in his mindset.
Just didn't want her to get hurt like that again. No point in fuming here. I need to hurry to Ryoto Temple. I can't let Saber fight alone. Which is like, bruh, what you gonna do? Remember last time you tried to help? Nearly got cleaved in half. But anyways. Well, I don't know what good I can do for her. Yeah, see, there it is.
Exactly. He's aware.
Glad he understands. But if I can get there, maybe I can do something.
He's got plenty of time to figure it out on the way there. He don't
You
got
know what?
娘女の子なんだからもうちょっとおとなしくしてろってんだよ
Broski, I want you to pause, run that sentence back again.
My
You
brother,
sure that's what you want to say?
My brother, you are the bitch in this scenario. You're her bitch, even. Like,
Dang.
you are not the one going into the club to pick up a piece. You are the piece being picked up.
And there you go. I won. I don't even take the time to change. Out front, I grab a bike and pedal as fast as I can.
Even biking, he's got plenty of time to think about it.
I pedal down the hill without braking.
That's dangerous.
Very. But you know what? He can use the extra momentum to just go straight up the mountain.
Skipping the stairs.
Yeah. Just straight up. It'll take at least 40 minutes to Ryoto Temple, even if I rush. I don't know how long it's been since Saber left, but I need to get to her as fast as I can.
Richard, do you know any sword fight to last 40 minutes?
Not that I know of.
But I'm just checking.
Yeah. Okay, I'm vibing with it.
This is specifically Kojiro's theme, by the way.
Ah. Got a good thing.
They definitely moderned it up, though. I forgot about these drums because they weren't there.
Okay.
Rare
So therefore,
I like the modern rendition more. The old pan flute was kind of grating on the ears. This is nice.
Interesting. I was about to say, well, I need after stream go check out the original version, but now I'm like, maybe I'll just leave that as unknown. The blades cross. The edges of both swords come into contact again and again, stroke after stroke. Sword and katana alike spark as they strike and parry.
Look at him, Jesus.
He's having the time of his life. Several dozen exchanges like this later, and neither opponent has changed position. Assassin, standing higher on the steps, holds his ground. As the good Jedi Master said, I have the high ground. It's over.
He has a longer sword, he's got longer arms, he's got high ground to use those two things, like...
Yeah. Saber, who is trying to advance up the stone steps, can't get any closer to Assassin. Over time, she bleeds more and more energy. One of Saber's many attempts at rushing in, Assassin effortlessly swings his long blade, fully a meter and a half, and halts Saber's advance. No, he's not simply preventing an advance. If Saber's blade is lightning, Assassin's katana is the hurricane.
So that's a 5-foot blade, by the way.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, that is almost your height. Off by 3.
Yeah.
Can't imagine being swung at by something my height.
An absolutely terrifying thought. And then
I'm
you
not
think
getting
of,
past that. Then you add his arms into the equation.
yeah. And then you think of other people with excessively large swords. Like, Seppi Broth. Anyway, that's larger than us. And that's larger than most people, in fact.
And it's funny because you look at Kojiro's weapon and it feels like Sephiroth, but then you remember, no, Sephiroth was stupid big even for him.
Yes, it was. Though Assassin may be no match for her in strength or speed, the flexible trajectory of his blade sweeps aside Saber's every attack. The ricocheting katana gains speed and floats back towards Saber's neck like a gust of wind. Hold on, that's Saber's thing. Her sword is literally wind.
He is literally the Knight of the Wind, like... She's the Knight of the Wind, but he is the wind.
I was born in the wind, molded by it.
By the time I killed my first bird, I was already a man.
Gosh. Even as Saber dodges the blow by only a hair's breadth, the long katana flicks back towards her, giving her not a moment's rest. In contrast to Saber's straight sword, Assassin's blade is curved, like a katana should be. Assassin's cutting edge is graceful, but it also draws a long, extended arc. He shouldn't be able to match Saber's sword as it moves in a straight line, but he somehow cancels out that difference.
At A+ agility.
Yeah. She suddenly stops. Time out. I need to get a breather, maybe a cup of water. Her blade isn't moving fast enough to block Assassin's counterattack. She falls back a pace, knowing it's the only way she can avoid the incoming strike. Assassin's katana traces a fascinatingly beautiful arc, but at the same time, it's so fast that it's nearly impossible to follow. And the seemingly impossibility owed to Assassin's skill, or is it owed instead to Saber being at a disadvantageous position in their battle? Unable to reach a clear conclusion, Saber continues dodging Assassin's strikes, and turns aside the blade as it arcs towards her neck with her own weapon. Next thing she knows, she has retreated a few more steps down the stairs. That's the extent of his long katana's reach. It should be easy to rush up close to him once he sweeps his sword aside, but for some reason, she just can't do it.
He's really using it more like a spear or a partisan.
must be owed to the enemy's superb skills in her own position below him, which puts her at a disadvantage.
That is true. He is stupid skilled.
Yeah. He's no run-of-the-mill guy. Saber bites her lips, thinking she wouldn't have had a hard time against that long katana if they were on flat ground.
さすがにやりにくいな。見えない剣というものがこれほど厄介とは思わなかった。
Yeah, but he's making it happen though.
He's making it happen. He's not able to land the killing blow.
Yeah. You know what? All the losses, yeah. She goes back home like, Shiro, I need your computer. Introduce me to the Googles. I must look up this guy.
2004. What was Google even like back then?
Well, it was very much a thing.
It was a thing, yeah, but tell you what, it was probably more reliable than it is now.
Trying to think of the quality of searches back then. Yeah, I'm not sure. Because, at least in my experience, I never had any trouble looking up whatever I was looking for.
Exactly. Research papers were so much easier.
But that also goes to now as well. If I'm looking for something very specific, I usually find it. Like, it's very rare for me not to find something. But go ahead.
It's just hidden under more pages is all.
Yeah. They do be like that sometimes. Assassin is unmoved. He is fighting purely to defend. He need not chase after a retreating saber, nor does he have any reason to give up the advantage of higher ground.
見れば刀を見ることさえ初めてであろう。私の剣筋は邪道でな。波のものならば、まず一撃で首を落とす。それをここまで防ぐとは嬉しいぞ、セイバー。
Would you like the
This
voice
pleases
actor
me.
fun fact?
Right?
This is so Jesse and James from Pokemon. This is James.
Interesting.
Because James' name in Japanese and Pokemon is Kojiro.
That's crazy.
So they got the same guy.
Fantastic. Man.
加えて打ち込みも素晴らしい。その勝負でこれほどの剣撃を行うからには、さぞ鍛え抜かれた全身であろう。
Assassin watches Saber, his posture relaxed, perhaps simply because he needn't go on the offensive. The tip of his blade wavers, losing strength. But Saber cannot seize the opportunity. The man is not holding a stance. A long katana like that can only be wielded as long as the wielder is able to swing the sword from any position.
どうした？これで終わりというわけではあるまい。その不可視の剣。見かけ倒し
Sassy
ては
like neutral evil.
Ain't that the truth?
いつまでも減らず口を。
Sure doesn't.
I mean, you know what? We take these little intermissions to get you time to catch your breath, maybe do a little bit of thinking, to plan out something better.
No, I'm just thinking about his myth.
Yeah.
Brother did not know when to shut up.
よし、当たりだ。
Long sword sweeps, stops mid-swing. There we go. Assassin grins, glancing at Santana where it stopped the invisible sword, then parries again. While Saber catches the flash coming at her neck. Even Saber knows. She's been able to knock Assassin's unfamiliar sword. What? She's been able to block Assassin's unfamiliar sword work thanks to her invisible sword. Her invisible sword can confuse the opponent's senses both offensively and defensively. Assassin not following through on his attacks is proof of this. Not knowing how long Saber's sword is makes it too dangerous for Assassin to close in on her. If Assassin were to step in to attack Saber, he would do so when Saber tries to smash Assassin's forehead. That attack. Assassin dodges it completely as he takes just a step back.
よし、これで目測はついたな。頭身3弱余り、幅は4寸といったところか。形状は、セイバーの名の通り、典型的な西洋の剣だな。
Yeah, I'm not surprised that he was doing all that to get a feel for the length and breadth of her sword.
The fact he's using like ancient Japanese measurements too, like.
Right?
90 centimeters is still nothing to scoff at, but like, compared to what he has,
Yeah. Kind of missing a whole, what? Almost meter and a half? Or no, half a
well,
meter? Because this
half a
is a
meter,
meter
yeah.
and a half, and
Yeah.
Saber's is just shy of a meter.
Oh yeah, she's missing a half meter.
Yeah. Interesting. Stetson may have spoken calmly, but his exceptional skill at appraising the blade is clear. Saber's strike had been so fast that even were her sword visible, it would have been almost impossible to see. And yet, not only has he managed to defend himself from the invisible blade, he also figured out its size and shape.
信じられない。何の魔術も使わず満足に打ち合ってもいないというのに私の剣を測ったのですか、あなたは。
What? Oh, what do you call that whole battle beforehand?
I
An
think she means,
unsatisfying exchange?
I think she means they didn't have that little bind up moment you see in Conan.
Ah, fair enough.
That's like the brute force way of figuring out the length, I think.
You know what? Fair enough. That's true.
ほう、驚いたか。だが、こんなものは大道芸であろうよ。邪剣使いゆえ、このような技ばかり上手くなる。
なるほど。私の一撃をまともに受けずただ払うだけがあなたの戦いだった。邪剣使いとはその逃げ腰から来た俗称ですか。
いやいや、まともに打ち合わぬ無礼は許せ。何しろこの長刀だ。打ち合えば折れるは必定。お主としては力勝負こそが基本なのだろうが、こちらはそうはいかぬ。その剣と組み合い、力を競い合うことはできん。
Nippon Steel. We just got a status, by the way, right? We didn't get a sword?
No.
Okay.
Well, actually, I think we might have. Weapon.
Ah! The Monohoshi Zao. That's what it is.
Okay. The laundry drying hole. Okay. It's only a nickname. Oh no. Okay.
Hang on, let me do the. Hang on.
Uh-huh.
5 times 30. Okay, that is 1.5 meters. Okay. It's like even for this story standard, it's stupid long. Got it.
Yes.
As in, it's probably longer than the actual thing he used. Okay, I understand now.
Indeed. Being extra. Because why not? Behold the power of anime.
Because, like, as far as I'm aware, the Monohoshi Zao wasn't a special sword. It was literally just, its whole thing was just being long. It was an Odachi.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's just an Odachi.
Yeah. Yeah. The more complex than that. Besides, not many people have run-ins with Odachi and be like, Nani? What is that? Why is it so long? Insert that's what she said joke here.
The translation for the initial one was just so funny because it was very much forgive me for not locking swords with you. When you get your homie in the shower. Carry on. I gotta use the ladies' room anyway.
もとより刀というものはそういうものだ。西洋の剣はその重さと力で物を叩き切る。だが我らの刀は速さと技で物を断ち切るのだ。戦いが噛み合わぬのは道理であろ
It's true.
う。まあしかしこれではいささか興がそがれる。
Okay.
もう良い頃合いだぞ、セイバー。いい加減手の内を隠すのはやめにしろ。
アサシン、私があなたに手加減しているとでも？
していないとでも言うのか。何のつもりかは知らんが、剣を鞘に収めたまま戦とは舐められたものだ。私程度では
I ended up staying when I realized what the conversation was, and fight with your sheath on is somewhat insulting as crazy.
Yeah, but that is certainly a statement.
Ho. それでも応じないという顔だな。よかろう。ならばここまでだ。お前が出し惜しみをするのなら、先に我が秘剣をお見せしよ
う。That. The swordsman with the long katana drifts down next to Saber. For an assassin to give up his advantageous position is as good as inviting defeat. He may be a superb swordsman, but it was the landscape of their battleground that gave him the advantage. If the two are to fight on level ground, Saber should have no trouble repelling Assassin's attack and taking his head then and there. Assassin should know this well. So, why?
構えよ。出なければ死ぬぞ、セイバー。
The venom.
But what a nice guy. He at least warned her.
Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Exactly. Saber instinctively reacts to the smoothness in his voice, for he's speaking the truth. Assassin descending the steps has not put her in an advantageous position. Her intuition, which has enabled her to triumph in so many battles, warns her of her mistake. She readies her invisible sword. There's no room to hesitate. What matters is that she has to attack with her sword before Assassin swings his long baton.
He took up a stance.
Bum bum bum. Roughly 3 meters separates the two. Okay, okay. And his sword is already half that.
Oh yeah. Notably
Right.
not putting it out in front of him.
Yes, notably not putting it out in front of him. He readies himself. The stance he takes now is one he has not taken in their battle so far. Uh-huh. Saber charges. Sure about that, champ? It still is one very long blade with a sharp edge. But anyways, the long katana is meaningless now. The moment she draws near Assassin, the katana will become a liability to him. And yet... Oh? Swallow reversal. What it do?
Tsubame Gaish.
Okay. Such logic means little to a swordsman like him. Lightning strikes. Faster even than Saber's blade, the demonic blow strikes down in a single straight line. But it's not as if Saber cannot block such an attack. She quickly raises her sword to defend, repelling Assassin's attack. You sure? Even Assassin will be left open after an attack like that is turned aside. In that split-second interval, as Saber attempts to cut through Assassin's stomach. Swiftly, trusting in her instinct, Saber rolls down the stone steps. She rolls away as if she's fleeing. She makes no effort even to soften her landing. All Saber does is frantically hurl herself down the steps, slowing for nothing. Man, imagine rolling down like 40 steps in one go. Saber stops rolling and gets to her feet.
Dark Souls.mp3.
You're right, that is just the name of the game. Either that or Ocarina of Time, traversing
True.
Hyrule Field. Above her on the stairs, she sees the swordsman standing at his ease.
ほう、かわしたか我が被験。さすがはセイバー。ツバメなどとは格が違う。
信じられない。今のはまさか。
何、そう大した芸ではない。たまさかツバメを切ろうと思いつき、身についただけのものだから。
That was for killing birds?
I mean, it's a small bird. You have to be ready to swing once to scare it, and then quickly come back and slash a whole bunch of times. That way you'll catch it no matter what as it tries to panically fly away. So you know what? Understandable. He raises his long katana up high. The motion is done as if to mimic the demonic sword's motions he demonstrated earlier to intimidate Saber.
見えるか、セイバー。ツバメはな、風を受けて刀を避ける。早かろうが遅かろうが関係はない。どのような刀であろうと、大気を震わさずには触れぬであろう。 連中はその震えを感じ取り飛ぶ方向を変えるのだ。故にどのような一撃であれツバメを立つことはできなかった。所詮刀など一本線に過ぎぬ。縦横に空を行くツバメを捉えられぬは道理よな。ならば逃げ道を囲めばいいだけのこと。一の太刀でツバメを襲い、風を読んで避けるツバメの逃げ道を続く二の太刀で取り囲む。しかし連中は素早くてな。この長刀ではまず二の太刀が間に合わん。ことを成したければ一息のうちほぼ同時に行わなければならなかったが、そのような真似は人の技ではない。叶うことなどあるまいと承知したものだが、あいにくと他にやることもなかったのでな。
Dang. So I was bored and I really wanted to kill this dang bird.
一
No
年
magical
寄進に
reason.
通じるというが、
Just had
気
nothing
がつ
better
け
to
ば
do.
この通りよ。
Yeah, it's true.
ツバメを立つというくだらぬ思いつきは、複数の立ち筋で牢獄を作り上げる秘剣となった。
Saber cannot help but disagree with this matter-of-fact narrative. It must be false. It isn't true. His technique is not as simple as he claims. Execute 2 attacks simultaneously? Impossible. The 2 blades struck at exactly the same time. In that moment, there existed 2 separate katana.
奇襲はゼルレッジ。何の魔術も使わず、ただ剣技だけで宝具の域に達したサーバント。
I got you,
It's
big dog.
untied.
I got you. I'll push up my glasses. Hold on, I got you.
Alright, break it down for me.
Multi-dimensional refraction phenomenon refers to pulling from alternate dimensions for that kind of thing.
Okay. That makes sense.
So he grabs one sword from ours, he grabs another from a separate dimension, and another from another separate one, so that they all strike at the same time.
This makes perfect sense.
However, again, let me make this very clear, he's doing this without a single drop of mana. He does not have a mana stat.
I noticed that. I noticed that.
So you know what that means, technically? You know
He's
how
superhuman.
no, not even, you know how Saber and all the others can, they have a cap on it, on using their NP because they have mana they have to concern themselves with? He can just spam it.
Yeah,
He can
that
just
is
keep
true.
doing that.
That's a good point, because this isn't Noble Phantasm, death by 1,000 cuts. No, this is just kill the swallow, kill the swallow, kill the swallow. Hi-ya-ya-ya! Hi-ya-ya-ya!
Not the Meta Knight.
I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
I feel like they get along. They would get along. But like in his mind, he's like, nah, I'm just that fast. But Saber's looking at him like, how did this man with no magic at all pull off this? What do you mean you had nothing better to do than kill a bird, so you decided to break reality?
He really wanted some chicken wings, okay?
Swallow must taste real good.
Yeah, probably. He's like, you know what? I've never had swallow, but they just look so delicious. Even if you can't just eat it in a single bite, I gotta try. And breaks reality, actually gets to try, and it's like, you know what? That was a waste of time. But I got a cool technique out of it.
The universal meal. Chicken and rice.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, emphasis on his skill.
That's crazy.
Do you understand why he's one of my favorites?
I'm starting to understand. They're painting the picture.
Here comes another brushstroke.
It is most certainly to be admired. That single blow made it very clear. Sasaki Kotaro does not possess a noble phantasm as heroic spirits typically do. All he has is his magical sword and this sheer power, reaching the realm of the gods. What's astonishing is that this man, a mere human, has managed to stand on equal ground with a heroic spirit who possesses a noble phantasm.
Remember how Kensei has this ability to take a non-magical weapon and make it magical for the purposes of, you using it because you're using it?
Yeah.
That's basically what he's doing. Because realistically, a regular sword should be doing nothing. But because he's the one using it, I love him. I love him so much.
That's very cool.
I will continue. I will actually use the ladies' room now.
Okay. Oh, man. This wasn't even the full power version. This is 3 out of a possible 4 slashes. Man, that's crazy.
そうでしょうね。そうでなければ不完全です。すべてが同時であるなら、ミノたちはどうしても遅くなる。それを補うために、横方向への離脱を阻む3の太刀があるはずだ。
Or no, he did 2 out of 3. Okay, got it.
いい飲み込みの速さだ。だからこそ我が被験をかわしたか。
Yeah. Thanks for not having enough in the room, buddy. Couldn't have done it without you.
素晴らしいぞ、セイバー。
Yes, 素晴らしい。
このような属性に呼び出された我が身を呪ったが、それも今宵まで。生前では叶わなかった立ち会い。我が被験を存分に振る舞える殺し合いができるのならば、呼び出された甲斐があるというもの。
So now that you've felt that it's all worth it, you wouldn't mind just like giving up, telling your master to stop, like sucking the life out the town, por favor, please, if you will. Assassin readies his sword again and descends the stone steps. He must be after Saber's head. Saber is not confident if she will be able to dodge that secret technique again. Like Lancer's Gatebolt, Assassin Swallow Reversal is a technique that one cannot allow the wielder to use. Like, generally speaking, all noble phantasms. You don't let them use their special technique. It's generally a surefire kill thing. Unless you're a lucky luck girl like she is. Except, unlike Gaybolg, against which one can defend once they understand what it is and know that it will strike at the heart, there is no defense against Assassin's secret technique. It cannot be evaded, even when one knows what it is. If there is a defense, it lies in preventing him from using the attack. The only way to defeat him is to deliver a devastating blow before Assassin can unleash his secret technique.
確かに手加減など許される相手ではなかったようだ。
Literally what he told you. She lowers both her hands. Saber drops the tip of her invisible sword as if driving it into the ground and glares up at Assassin as he approaches.
そうか。ようやくその気になったか、セイバー。
There you go. Time to go spam it one more time. Ha ya ya ya. Saber looks at him bravely.
不満がないのはこちらも同じだ。我が一撃受けきれるか、アサシンのサーバント。
I'm going to assume I only missed the explanation.
Yeah, yeah. And basically, Saber being like, all right, so basically, there's no dodging this, so I might just have to kill him first. So I'm going all out. And Kojiro's like, finally, worthy opponent.
You can really feel the evil every now and then in his neutral evil.
Yeah. Certainly.
Like it's subtle because he's nice, but he's not kind. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's cordial, but he's still a sleazeball.
Exactly. Saber releases her own restraints. The air trembles. As if responding to her will, her sword releases a torrential gust of wind. Assassin retreats several steps. The gale force winds released from Saber's sword are extraordinary. Even the thick trees on either side of the temple gates creak and groan. Girl really said, I'm gonna show you the true hurricane. Ha! Or I guess she would be more tornado, really.
Dust
Like,
Devil, even.
yeah. So strong is the wind, it all but explodes outward from her blade. The atmosphere sealed within is released and roars outward in all directions. Saber's sword released a gust of wind that could easily carry off a human being. Well, I guess we're not in Kansas no more.
Right. I love you.
This is her blade's power. The invisible air is, as the name implies, a sword that is sealed up wind. The sword sheathed in compressed wind reflects and refracts light to give it the appearance of being invisible. This is what happens when the wind is released. The released air seeks escape and dissipates into its surroundings in chaotic gusts. During that time, her sword's commanding magecraft allows her to freely manipulate the raging wind. As Saber possesses incredible amounts of magical energy, she should be able to maintain the bounded field for a few minutes. Oh, okay. Because I was about to say, like, hold on. We got all this wind blowing now, basically being a localized tornado, storm, dust devil thing. How are the people up roughly 85 steps uh, not coming down like, whoa, what was that big explosion? Why are there strong winds? That's crazy. But okay, this makes sense. There's a bounded field in place. The truth of this is made apparent by the fact that her sword, even after releasing so much energy, remains invisible.
さながら台風といったところだが、しかし
However, the howling winds do not die down. The unleashed winds are about to engulf Assassin.
この程度のはずがない。その奥にあるもの、見せてもらうぞ、セイバー。
Yeah? Assassin closes in despite the raging, blinding wind. Saber's arm moves. The wind-infused blade roars, readying itself to intercept Assassin, who advances calmly, slowly, in spite of the gale force winds, strong enough to prevent most people from even approaching. Ooh. Ow.
I guess that was 40 minutes.
I guess so.
なんだあれ
All right, let's see. We got some updates. Should be for the Saber. Let's see. Oh, okay. It can release the compressed wind and shoot it as a single-use projectile weapon. This makes sense. This is how she can close the gap. Let's see. Is there anything here? No.
Maybe check Kojiro's NP.
Oh.
Also, we now know what the mystery is. It's literally just.
Oh yeah, they'd added in his innate skill.
Oh, he doesn't have an NP. It's just something he can do.
Yeah. Maximum targets, one person. Special move that slashes the opponent with 3 targets at the same time. Apparently, is one example of something called the multi-dimensional refraction phenomenon. The fatal sword that is impossible to avoid in a different sense from Gable. Yeah. We got some new things. Petrify B, a mind as serene as a clear mirror or still water.
See,
Oh.
what was it? But this is basically the equivalent of using an action to nullify charm,
Yeah.
which, when it was turned into a skill in FGO, was just as funny as it is in 5e, where, well, you're charmed. Why would you use an action to break it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. They did buff it eventually, but it's still funny.
Interesting. Since he is not an actual assassin, he cannot use the presence concealment assassin ability. But he can perform present concealment in the form of a martial artist blank mind state. Okay.
Now, what's knowledge of the Soa?
So it's not actual presence concealment like me no be there, do the Batman fade into the shadows and then he's gone. This is more empty mind, just blend into the general crowd. He is straight out of Assassin's Creed.
This is the equivalent of that episode of TMNT when Mikey is just in the zone at all times.
Exactly.
Oh, right. We did have knowledge of the Soa before. Okay.
I don't think so, because whenever I came before, it was just present concealment and the mind's eye. I couldn't actually scroll.
Oh, in that case, carry on.
Yeah. Let's see, a special skill where the hitting accuracy does not go down no matter how many times the same move is used on the same opponent. The attacks can no longer be seen through. Man, that's crazy. So I see what they mean now about it's impossible to avoid, but in a different sense than Gaybold.
He doesn't let you get used to him.
Yeah. Betty, interesting. What a cool guy.
And also, he's very light for being 5'10". Like,
Yeah. 63 kilograms.
that's 140 pounds.
Thank you. Because that was going to be my follow-up question. Please Americanize it for my English ears.
No, he is that. If you're 5'10", 140, I have so many questions. Like,
Yeah.
but also that's a realistic weight and height for him, I think.
Yeah. I mean, not too insane. You know, there's always those tall and lanky people.
Like, Saber's height and weight feels more incorrect to me.
Let's flip back over there for comparison. So 154. That's
She's
what?
5 foot flat.
Yeah, five
She's
flat.
5 foot flat, 90 pounds. 92-ish. I'm not insane, right? Like 90 pounds is insane for a woman, even if she's 5 flat, right? Like,
Um,
okay. Also further from the context of this being a warrior woman.
yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Just like in general, not necessarily,
Like, yes,
but
she looks
whenever
skinny,
you,
but still.
yeah, but once you factor in, like, hold on, a homegirl should be absolutely built. Uh, like, muscle, in fact, does weigh more than fat. So, should have at least a little bit more.
Nasu comes to mind as someone to me who just really struggles with a woman's height and weight, with the exception of one character, where he nailed it on the head, but that was just because she was built like a brick shit house.
I see. I see.
We can talk about her after stream.
Sounds good. Alright, so when I reach Ryodo Temple, I'm greeted by the sound of air rushing at me like a typhoon.
セイバーだよな。あそこにいるの。
Do not get caught in the crossfire. You will, in fact, die.
This is literally you are walking into a domain expansion right now, pretty much.
Basically.
I hope you're starting to understand why I loved Yuji so much, because of how much he reminded me of Shiro.
Yeah, yeah. Certainly can see it. Top of the stairs, in front of the temple gates, I see an armored figure, who must be Saber, fighting someone wearing a kimono. The wind swirls around Saber, and the surrounding trees creak under the gale force intensity.
くそ、近すぎるのかよ、これ。
Exactly, and stay yourself right there at the bottom of the stairs. Just look up and watch your girl work. The wind is so intense I can't even keep my eyes open. Head down, I manage to fight my way up closer to the stairs, but the wind only gets stronger. Yeah?
ダメだ、これじゃ。
I can't get closer to Saber. Far ahead, I can see Saber fighting someone, but I can't do anything. No, even if I manage to get closer to Saber in this wind, I'll only hold her back. I'm glad you understand. Oh, there goes the heart attack again. See? She got the pain on the left side. Told you. My left hand hurts again. The command spells engraved on the back of my hand tingle. I don't know what that means. Me too, buddy. Me too. But every time my hand tingles, I can't help but to remember that scene.
くそ、こうなったらやけだ。
I close my eyes and stretch my hands towards the stairs. I get down on my hands and knees, hoping to avoid being blown off my feet, and begin crawling up the stairs. The wind intensifies. Even a novice mage like me can tell incredible amounts of magical energy are raging above me. My command spells tinkle. The roar of the wind warns me something is happening up above.
もしかしてこれ。
Saber's magical energy? If it
あい
is,
つ、あんな体で何を無茶だ。
She
well,
really is a
you
cat.
see. What was that?
She really is a cat. You told her no.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, should she even be doing something like that? Saber can't recover magical energy. She shouldn't be wasting it like this. I need to step in and handle the fighting. Huh? And have Saber support me instead. Uh huh. Or else she might run out of magical energy.
You might run out of your life.
Yeah, that's the bigger concern. Uh, Hello, where's the fork in the road to say crawl up the stairs or nah? So I can say nah and not have to go back to the dojo? I stand up and start running up the stairs. Man, this boy. Now's not the time to be crawling. I don't know what Saber has in mind, but I have to stop her. Yeah? As I try to dash to the temple gate, something like a dagger flies right by me. I don't know what miracle let me dodge it. I turn to look away from the stairs into the trees. There's no doubt about it. I did notice in this torrential wind, but there's someone hiding
ふざけや
nearby.
がってこそこそと隠れてないで出てこい
Really?
Your Sasuke is showing.
Quite true. I shout for whoever is hiding in the tree line. The strong wind should have drowned my voice out. To my surprise, however, my voice echoes up the
風や
stairs.
んだ
Please. I look up towards the temple gate. There. I see a man in a kimono wielding a long sword and Saber's
そ
back.
こまでにしておけセイバー。その被験盗み見ようとする輩がいる。
What a homie. We don't like eavesdroppers and peeping toms. No need to show off your cool mood right now. We'll resume this another day. The man in the kimono smiles as he speaks, like he's staring out into
この
the
まま続
forest.
ければ我らだけの勝負にはなるまい。生き残った者にそこに潜んだ恥知らずが襲いかかるか、それともお前の被験を盗み見るだけが目的なのか。どちらにせよあまり気乗りのする話ではないな。
He really said,
What?
I'm just here for my ones.
Yeah. The man turns to climb the stairs, seemingly totally
待て
disinterested.
決着をつけないつもりかアサシン
No, I literally just told you. I sleep. It's nighttime. Bye.
お前がこの山門を越えるというのであらば決着はつけよう。何者であれこの門をくぐることは私が許さん。だがあいにくと私の役目はそれだけでな。
Fortunately.
帰るというのであらば止める気はない。まあそこに隠れているたわけは別だが、気に入らぬ相手であれば死んでも倒産し生きても返さん。
I like it. I will not allow them in, even if they're dead. Assassin continues up the
踊らさ
stairs.
れたなセイバー。だがもう一人の気配に気がつかなかった私も同じだ。あのままでおけば被験のすべてを味わえたであろうが、良いところで邪魔が入った。そなたにとっては良好であったか。
Vapor hangs her head in regret. Her intent to kill fades. Not because of Assassin's words, but because Saber must have realized that keeping up the fight would leave her at a disadvantage.
そら、迎えも来ている。そこにいる小僧はお前のマスターであろう。盗み見をするたわけが、
Calling him her
その小
escort is
僧に標
crazy.
的を変える前に
Hey.
立ち去るがいい。
Just like that, Assassin disappears. Whoa, I thought he didn't have presence concealment.
Disappearing comes standard with the servant class. Unless your name is Saber, you get to disappear for free. You don't gotta be an assassin.
You right, you right. It must be his way of telling us that he won't attack unless we keep going. Saber says nothing. She just stands there, silently, her back to me.
セイバー
Even when I call to her, she doesn't answer. Seems strange, so I began climbing the steps. I hope you're twice lucky, because there might be another dagger coming for you. This time from behind. Saber's armor vanishes. Defenseless in her simple blue clothing, she sways on the spot without turning around. Oh, dang. Better really hope that whoever's hiding in the woods doesn't just decide to be like, she's weakened, kill her. He doesn't move a muscle. She's unconscious, eyes shut in pain.
You better hope no one's out on a midnight run watching you carry this woman back to your house.
We finally get home. Oh, well, good for them. They didn't get attacked. It took me 2 hours to carry Saber back from Kyoto Temple. I was worried the whole return trip, but we managed to get back safely. I laid Saber down in the hallway. She was really light, which, as we discussed earlier, yeah, she
Weird.
is. And she probably only weighs about 40 kilos, so it shouldn't have tired me out so much. Or it wouldn't have if she'd been still. I had no idea that carrying a sleeping person, even a girl, could be so much work.
Somebody wasn't used to skin on skin.
My fatigue is more mental than physical. The feel of her soft skin when I picked her up, her quiet breathing on me. It was all so distracting.
Hey, remember when you said I'm hormonal?
なんだって気を失うんだよいきなり
Exactly. She just faint like that. Remember that whole reason why you like ran out there in the first place? Because he was like, "Oh no, just going to run out of magical energy." Side effect.
He woke up in the middle of the night and immediately started biking. I think he's got like runner's high right now.
You right. You right. I look at Saber as she lays there sleeping. She's probably not completely unconscious. Even if she looks like she's out cold, she might open her eyes the moment I call her name.
Damn.
There was so much I wanted to tell her when I left the house, but I can't say anything with her sleeping. Looking like that.
いいさ目を覚ましたらとっちめてやるからなセイバー
You softy. You're such a housewife.
Even now, I keep my voice to a whisper. The moment I reach out to pick her up again,
まあいいけど、シローがどんな趣味してて何をしてるかなんて私には関係ないから。
You shut your whore mouth, woman. I can enter you for thought.
I was wondering if she was going to wake up or at least be tipped off because, there is a fourth party here that very much can be keeping the eye on what's going on in the middle of the night.
One, two. Oh, you mean Archer?
Yeah,
He's been out of commission for so long, I forgot.
dang. For some reason, Tosaka is in the hallway watching, even though it's after 2 in the morning.
父さんが
何よ、お化けでも見たような顔しちゃって。別に文句はないから続けていいわよ。私は水飲みに起きただけだし。
Makes sense.
いや違う、これは違う、すごく違う。
He is
そ
so
の
Japanese.
話せば長くなるんだが、つまりセイバーを部屋に連れて行こうとしただけなんだが、俺の言ってることを分かってくれるか。
Like she said, she doesn't care what you're doing. Ain't none of her business. She was just thirsty.
My grandmama lived to 86 doing this. Smoking? Mind her own damn business.
ええ、まあそれなりに。
Hold up.
嘘つけ、全然分かってない口ぶりだぞ今の。
だから分かってるってば。セイバーが一人で戦いに行って、シローはそれを止めてきたんでしょ。
Of all things, the fact that this was the successful version of that outcome.
Yeah. Like, we did it. No one died. Everyone survived. A little tired and worn out, but comes with the territory sometimes.
It's like I kept saying, you have no way of knowing this, but this is actually the better version of this scenario, Saber.
Yeah, exactly.
で、何らかのトラブルがあってセイバーが気絶して戻ってきた。どう？これでいい？
So, did I nail it? Or did I nail it?
うん。すごい。全問
She
正
knew.
解だ。
She just wanted to mess with you.
けど、なんだってそこまでわかるんだよ、お前。
わかるわよ。セイバーが単独で戦いを仕掛ける可能性は高かったし、サーバントが戦いを始めればマスターにだって伝わるわ。
That's why he was getting the alarm.
Today we learned. Masters have a mild heart attack and hand pains, or wherever their servant seal thingamajiggy command spells are located. Yeah.
Sometimes you get it on like your shoulder blades. You might get one that's like a sleeve rather than your wrist.
Okay.
そうか。それはいいけど。
But Tosaka knew Saber would go out by herself.
で、どうするの？セイバーを部屋に連れて行くんじゃないの？ここに寝かしてたらいくらサーバントでも風邪ひくと思うけど。
What are you on about? Don't you know idiots don't catch colds?
But that is a funny image, though. All right, almighty servant, heroic spirit of the past, you have been summoned. What do you mean you can't go out to fight and you caught a cold?
いや、だから部屋に連れて行こうと思って今。
Tried to lift her up, but it's kind of awkward with Tosaka watching.
父さんが悪いけどセイバーを。
Hey, you're a girl. You can do this.
Oh gosh.
私が？もういいけど。じゃあお茶でも入れてくれる？少し二人の話に興味があるから。
Wow, she just accepted. Crazy. No teasing, no nothing. Who are you and what have you done with the real Tosaka? Her being so understanding has me a little worried, but since I asked her for a favor, I better go make some tea.
Make some tea and spill it, girl.
Exactly. Tosaka carries Saber off towards my room. Meanwhile, I work on preparing tea in the kitchen.
お茶って日本茶じゃないよな。紅茶って言ってもティーバッグの紅茶しかないぞ、うち。
You need more variety. Well, if I don't have it, I don't have it. I tell myself she can complain all she wants and start pouring the hot water over the bag.
シロ、ちょっといい？
Tosaka comes
な
back.
あ、ちょっと待ってくれ。すぐに行く。
I put 2 teacups on the tray and carry it out to the living room. And there, sitting next to Tosaka, is Saber in her normal clothes.
セイバー、どうして眠ってたんじゃなかったのか。
Well, you see, suddenly being moved by an unfamiliar, non-contracted person woke me up.
眠ってたわよ。けど、そういつまでも続く眠りじゃないし、ついさっき目が覚めたの。
Fair enough.
どうも、一気に膨大な魔力を使おうとして、体の方から一方的に機能を停止させられたみ
Good
たいね。
metaphor.
ほら、
Very good
電
metaphor.
気のブレーカーと同じよ。そのままじゃショートするから、強制的に電源を切るってやつ。
Saber is quiet as Tosaka explains.
お前。
Seeing her back to her usual self, all the frustrations I had earlier come rushing back.
セイバー、お前な。自分が何をしたのか分かってるのか。
わからないわけはないでしょ。
And I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for.
私は竜道寺に赴き、アサシンのサーバントと戦いました。その折、私たち
Oh, don't you try to play this off as a tactful play.
戦いを中断しましたが。
Oh my gosh.
You think standing up straight with your hand on your hip is gonna save you from my wrath, Missy?
She's like, yes. Did it work?
違う。そんなことを言ってるんじゃない。
Uh-huh.
He's mad. Oh my god.
Oh.
俺が言いたいのは、どうして戦ったのかってことだ。
またそれですか。
Rin?
サーバントが戦うのは当然のことです。シロこそ、マスターであるあなたが、なぜ私に戦うなというのです。
いや、それは。
Yeah, yeah. I do understand there's no way around fighting since I've decided to participate in the Holy Grail War. And I know me telling Saber not to fight is me contradicting myself. But, even so, I don't want to see something like that happen to her ever again.
私の方こそ聞きたい。シロは戦いを嫌っているようですが、そんなことで聖杯戦争に生き残る気があるのかと。あなたの方針に従っていては、他のマスターに倒されるだけではないのですか。
Not like that. I'll fight off anything that might pose a risk to us. I certainly don't intend to just let myself be killed so easily. But aside from that, I just don't want Saber to fight.
違う。戦うのを嫌ってるんじゃない。俺は、そう。
It's much simpler than that.
その、女の子が傷つくのはダメだ。そんなの男として見過ごせない。 だからお前に戦わせるぐらいなら
Oh, come
俺が
on,
自
your
分で
heart's
戦
not
う。
even in that.
Huh?
If you're gonna
No.
bluff, at least make it a good one.
You too,
私が
Ren.
女だから戦わせないだと。
Me too, Saber. Me too.
Oh gosh.
正気ですかあなたは。サーバントはマスターを守るものです。私たちが傷つくのは当然であり、私たちはそのために呼び出されたものに過ぎない。
You can see the gears turning in Rin's mind, like, how do I get him out of this?
Yeah.
サーバントに性別など関係ないし、そもそも無人である私を女扱いするつもりですか。
I mean, quite clearly, a woman. Full stop.
今の言葉は訂正してください。シロ。
Saber leans towards me, her eyes blazing with fury. But I won't let her change my mind. It's absurd for her to say she's a warrior before she's a woman.
There's a priority list here.
Yeah. How could someone so frail, light enough for me to carry easily, go and behave so recklessly?
誰が訂正なんてするか。そりゃセイバーは強いかもしれないけど、それでも女の子だろ。つまんないことにこだわるな。
Rin,
バカ。
Rin, please. Rin, please.
He's like, so how long do I let this play out before I like, all right, ding ding ding, time for the bell. Want to have a brief intermission. We'll resume later at another time.
We will discuss this later when you've calmed down.
Right.
つまらないことにこだわっているのはあなたではないですか。まさか女性に守護されるのが嫌だとでも言うつもりですか。好みはすでに英霊。そのようなさまつごとなど忘れなさい。
さまつなもんか。もうとにかくセイバーが良くても俺は嫌だ。だいたい自分の代わりに戦ってもらうなんて間違いだったんだ。
See, from that point of view, I get it.
Can't allow someone to protect someone as helpless as me. I don't want someone to get hurt in my place. I'm the one who should be doing the saving. I've been working so hard to become the kind of person who can help people, just like my old man.
くそ、いいな。とにかくセイバーは戦うな。戦いは俺がする。それなら文句はないだろう。セイバーの望み通り戦うって言ってるんだから。
No, it's not. That is not fulfilling the condition. She's not wanting to fight because fighting needs to be done. She's wanting to fight because it's quite literally her job to fight. Or something like that.
無茶を言う人ですねあなたは。人間がサーバントと戦えると思っているのですか。素人では戦いにすらならないと実感しているでしょう。
He ran being like, also, you probably don't realize this or haven't thought about it much, but you've already just about died once to a servant. I had to rebuild your heart. You're welcome, by the way.
ランサーに襲われた時を思い出してください。
Which time?
あの時私が現れなければ間違いなくシロは殺されていた。それはどのようなサーバントが相手でも同じです。
そんなのやってみなくちゃわからない。あの時は何の準備もなかっただけだ。
Really?
けど今なら対策なんていくらでも立てられるんだから。
He's
やりようによって
blustering.
は寝首をかくことぐらいできる。
Really?
Like, so blustering. Like, blustering so hard.
In what universe do you really believe that this will work out so perfectly? Because it ain't this one.
Maybe it's one of the ones that Kojiro got a sword from, but it ain't this one.
Yeah. Maybe in like the Fogo world where like you get possessed, but it ain't this one.
少子な。四郎の立てた守りなど神も同然です。
Ugh.
Funny you mentioned that. I once used a box. Oh god.
今すごいこと言ったな、セイバー。
Oh, that actually kind of hurt.
Yeah. Truth hurts.
あ
Rin,
なたこそサ
please.
ーバントを侮っている。人の身で英霊を打倒しようなどと何を思い上がっているのですか。
Exactly.
うーん
Actual
Oh,
child throwing a tantrum.
he is 17.
You right. You right. Saber and I glare at each other.
But she's probably not much older, technically.
Yeah, yeah. Minus the ancient heroic spirit from however many millennia ago.
She's ancient, she's not old. Like, she's meeting him at his level. That's part of the problem. He's being a
Yeah,
child, but you're being as much as one is the problem.
yeah.
違うわセイバー。シローはサーバントを侮っているわけじゃ
Thank
ない。
you.
そのあたりを
Please.
誤解しちゃうと話が進まないから口を挟ませてもらうけど。
I'm tagging in. Well, you see, this is how things go.
リン、それはどういうことですか。ああ、要するにね、そいつ純粋にあなたが傷を負うのを嫌がってるのよ。ね、自分のことよりセイバーの方が大切なんでしょ、あんたは。
I mean, when you put it like that, it kind of makes me feel a little awkward, but I mean, yeah, that's accurate.
そんなことないぞ。俺は別にセイバーが大切なんて言ってない。
He's the tsundere housewife.
Oh my gosh. See?
嘘嘘。そうでもなければ自分で戦うなんて言えないわ。
She's right, she's right.
Just calling it like she see it.
だってあなた、自分じゃサーバントに勝てないって分かってるんでしょ。それでも戦うっていうのは自分よりセイバーのが大事ってことじゃない。
Good grief, Charlie Brown.
I mean, if she puts it like that, maybe, but
だから無茶でも戦う。勝てないって分かっていながら勝とうとする。
Well, hold on, you're calling me out now, Rin. Hold on. Blue on blue, blue on blue.
なぜならあんたの中ではどうしてか知らないけど自分より他人の方が大切だからよ。
twisted little mind of yours. Dang. Well, I don't mean it to be like that.
そういうことよ。わかるでしょセイバー。あのバーサーカー相手にあなたをかばうようなバカなのよそいつ。だから本気で自分が戦うって言ってるの。
I don't know how much of Tosaka's words actually make it through to Saber. But Saber takes a deep breath and turns towards me.
シロ。
Don't talk to me like that.
なんだよ、セイバー。
あなたが戦うことは認めます。ですが、それならば私にも考えがある。
Okay. What you cooking? What's your idea?
The fact that I can smell what she's cooking, so I have a great big smile.
剣の鍛錬です。四郎の時間が許す限り、私はあなたに剣を教える。それを認めるのなら、私も四郎の意見を認めますが。
Understandable. Can't let you go out there half cocked, but if you're halfway trained, you'll be halfway able to somewhat take care of yourself. I can accept this. Fair enough. Does that mean she's gonna train me? Is this because she's acknowledged my will to fight?
待った。それは心の贅肉よ、セイバー。
Emotional laugh.
シローに剣を教える？やめてよ。そんな気休めでサーバントに太刀打ちできるわけないじゃない。それは当然です。ですが知らないよりはマシでしょう。少なくとも戦闘時の迷いは薄れます。
That is a key point here.
Yeah. Yeah.
あとはシロー本人の決意にかけるだけですが、実践とは得てしてそういうものではないですか。向かない者には何を教えても身につくことなどありません。まあ言われてみればそっか。
Hello, David.
Hello. Is this the drunk stream?
I'm not drunk anymore.
Yeah. Hell has in fact sobered up.
It was one Malibu, okay?
Damn it, you already sobered up?
What do you mean already?
Well, I figured, you're a lightweight.
Bitch!
It's funny.
Thought I'd hop in, see where you guys are at.
Saber just said, you want to fight so bad, I'm gonna train you. And that's where we're at.
Damn.
Basically.
Oh, and we did, Kojiro did a binding vow with his name.
Yeah.
Yes,
we met the man, the myth, the legend. Sasaki Kojiro.
The savior of France himself.
Mm-hmm.
We saw his epic move. That is just a regular attack, by the way.
Imagine
Swallow.
Imagine you meet a server and they're just like, I'll unleash my ultimate noble phantasm. Punch. And like all they no. All they do is walk up to someone and just sucker punch them. That's it. There's no flashy effects. There's no like magic. It's just walk, punch, walk away.
Fucking dynamite kick.
Dynamite kick.
Thank you.
Gosh.
I got a present for you.
Satan had the stupidest moveset, but it was great.
I mean, he's the savior of the world, you know?
Hail Satan! Hail Satan! Anyway.
Speaking of Satan, I'm wondering when we're going to hear from Archer soon enough.
Yeah, Homeboy's been recovering from getting his butt whipped.
That is actually Satan.
The actually is important, I think.
Whoa.
Yes.
We'll get you on the abridged when you're done.
Sounds good.
殴り合う覚悟ってのは一度殴り合ってみないと一生つかないものね。はい。ですから一度。いえ、一度と言わず時間の許す限り。
Yeah, Dark Souls then. Get him.
戦闘の結果としての死を体験させ。
I want him to know what death feels like.
Two of them are talking pretty casually about some scary stuff.
You signed up for this. I think you did. I think you did.
This is the condition. Take it or leave it.
There you go.
Alright. Look at that. Crash course and everything.
I'll teach him about magecraft. Flash forward a couple days. All right, Shio, time for your first lesson. Have you ever heard of death magic?
Oh gosh.
You're gonna learn to cast Power Word Kill.
my favorite.
Don't worry, I'm just dying to teach you.
Richard, click. I beg you.
セイバーが体を鍛えるんなら私は知識を育てるわね。まあ初めからそういう約束だったし、明日から本格的に鍛え直してやりますか。
There we go. Game plan.
お願いします。リンがそうしてくれるなら私も剣のみに集中できる。いいっていいって。じゃあ話も決まったことだし解散しましょう。
Alright, I am gonna go ahead and dip though. I only hopped in just to see what's going on and to talk some shit, so.
Sounds good. See you
I still
tomorrow.
have to eat dinner. I will catch y'all later.
Ciao.
Later.
Osaka waves goodbye and disappears into the outbuilding.
私も
What a
休みま
dirty
す。
fucking hound dog.
シローも休憩を取ってください。明日は道場で汗を流してもらいますから。
Don't you talk to me in that gentle tone after what you just said.
She intends to work you hard in the dojo tomorrow.
I will whack you with a chair. I got one for Christmas. I will use it.
She gives a short bow and goes back to her room.
Do not hit me with the Eastern bow right now.
When in Rome. All that remains in the living room is 2 cups of untouched tea and 1 dumbfounded boy.
いや、だから俺は一言もさ。
I was wondering if they actually end up having any tea, but yeah, the answer's that. The answer's no. My words go unheard. Anyway, what was already a confusing situation has
That's grown
grown
a hell of a lot more complicated.
exactly. I can't even begin to imagine what will happen today.
ええよ。とにかく体力だけは温存しなくちゃ。
You just went on a small marathon to ride to the temple on your bike, and then you carried Saber all the way back. That was roughly a 3-hour round trip. Starts with the body. Well, yeah. The only thing I can do is to cling on to my fragile hope that as long as my body's strong enough, I will be able to endure whatever torture they might throw at me. Luck with that. Save the game. Yes.
I guess you're gonna miss the panty raid.
Hey, G'day. Welcome. And thanks for bringing your crew to the raid.
Oh
In the
shoot.
raid.
Yeah, no, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm not drunk,
is
I'm just
now.
tired now.
Yeah. It is now February 6th.
できれば誰も悲しまない方がいい。
Kiritsugu.
自分程度の力添えで周りが幸せなら、それはこの上なく住みやすい世界だと思うんだ。
That was always Kiritsugu's favorite saying. The man who I saw as a champion of justice was saying he thought he was a failure, that he wasn't good enough. He didn't need to explain it to me. The worlds the young me and the grown-up Kiritsugu lived in were too different, and so the standards for being a hero of justice were different too. When I was young, the house was my entire world. So my old man, Ujine, myself, and my favorite shed were the only things that needed protecting. All I thought I had to protect was what I could see around me. But Kiritsugu wanted to do something for those he couldn't see or reach.
若い頃は向こうに捨てね。 世の非常を呪うことで自らを育んでいた。世界が非常ならばそれ以上に非常になることを武器にして自分の理想を貫こうとしたんだよ。
This hits hard after what I know about him in the first place.
I.e., you actually know what those quote unquote cruelties are?
Well, I watched the prequel.
Alright, we'll take. There will always be those that can't be saved. You just can't save everything. If in the process of trying to save 1,000, you overlook 500, then I will abandon 100 to save 900. That is the most efficient way. That is the ideal, Kiritsugu once told me. Of course, I got mad hearing that. It really ticked me off. Because I didn't have to be told that, since I knew that already. Because I knew firsthand there was only that very ideal that led to me being saved. I didn't need to be reminded about something so obvious. But I still believe that a hero of justice could save everyone, despite those limitations. Because that's what a hero of justice was. Someone who could still perform miracles, no matter how idealistic or unattainable they may be.
そうだね、シロ。結果は一番大事だ。けどそれとは別に、そうであろうとする心が。
What did Kiritsugu say about heart again? I don't remember. It's not often I reminisce about something from so long ago. I must be in a deep sleep. Otherwise, I wouldn't be dreaming in the first place.
起きてください。そろそろ朝食ではないですか？
See? Saber's waking me up. It's pathetic.
何？
I bolt upright and out of my futon. It's 6:30 in the morning. Fresh sunlight pours in from outside.
シロ、朝です。朝食の支度はいいのですか？
Oh God, you are the housewife.
Yeah. Saber's staring right at
過
me.
ごした。すまん、すぐに起きる。
Which, makes sense. He woke up at roughly midnight-ish and then went on a small marathon and then had an in-depth discussion, which by my estimation took anywhere from 30 minutes to another hour. So he probably didn't actually go back to sleep until like maybe 4 in the morning. And
Oh
here he
yeah,
is waking back up at 6:30 in the morning.
it is impressive he's operating at all.
Yeah.
私に謝る必要はないと思いますが、ゆっくりしている余裕がないのは事実で
Oh,
す。先ほど、さくらとリンが揉めていたようですから。
Of course they're arguing.
さくらと遠坂が揉めていた？
even he can't believe it. Like,
I mean, as you think back to whenever they first met, I could see it. I could see it. Though I thought that they had gotten to the bonding stage, but it's only been, what, 2 days at most? What's going on?
chotto
Oh,
matte.
yeah, exactly. Chotto mate. Don't throw me into a situation I don't understand just as I'm waking up.
それって遠坂の部屋でか？
いえ、今です。私も通りかかっただけですから、 詳しくは知りませんが。
So I was minding my own business, and then I heard yelling from the living room.
わかった。とにかく急ぐ。
Oh, but there's something I forgot to do.
何でしょうか、シロ。
おはよう、セイバー。起こしてくれて助かった。
Always gotta have his manners.
I greet her, and then I head out to the hallway.
But seriously, what the hell did Tosaka do to start an argument with Sakura of all people?
Obviously,
トサカ
in the living room, there's no sign of Sakura. Tosaka is alone, casually watching the weather forecast on TV.
おはよう。朝っぱらから人の名前を叫ぶなんて穏やかじゃないわね。
I'll make you scream mine in a second if you don't start talking. That came out wrong.
Oh, that is funny. Lock that in the out of context. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back now.
I quoted as you requested.
Perfect. Thank you. He turns around as if to ask if something had happened. Oh. That's weird. Doesn't look like she was fighting with Sakura at all.
ああ、おはよう。って、トサカ。なんでもサクラと揉めたって聞いたんだが、本当か。
え？あ、そっか。セイバーから聞いたのか。ええ。客観的に見ればそういうことになるけど、別に大したことじゃないわよ。単にしばらくここには来るなって言いつけただけだから。
I've seen how you deal with people, though.
Yeah. And I can understandably see how Sakura reacted, saying, "You, not the owner of the house, a mere guest, is going to tell me, the one who has been coming here for at least a year now, not to come no more? Or at least for a while?"
Who died and made you his wife?
Basically. She's so casual about basically banning Sakura from my
バ
house.
カな。その話、さくらは前にも断ってるじゃないか。それを繰り返したところで、さくらが承諾するはずが。
ないけど、交換条件を出したら帰ってくれたわよ。さくらが1週間ここに来なければ、私はおとなしく家に戻るって言ったの。それで交渉成立。しぶしぶだけど帰っていったわ。あ、そうそう。シローによろしくだって。
Umbrella sends her regards, stabs with kitchen knife.
Yeah.
よろしくってお前。
How would she do something like that without telling me? Actually, I shouldn't yell at her for it. Tosaka's just done something I should have.
そうだった。悪い。朝から面倒を押し付けちまった。気分悪くしただろう。
Oh no, she feels great actually.
Yeah, in fact, this was the highlight of her day. Forget the fact that she just woke up. Side point.
いや、別に面倒でも嫌でもなかったけど、なんだってそんなこと言うわけ、シロ？
As he usually thinks about himself.
Yeah, he is in fact a bleeding heart. This would have destroyed him.
He is the hit dog who will holler.
Exactly.
いや、遠坂、さくらと仲が良かっただろう。なのに、面と向かって出ていけなんて2回も言うのは嫌だったはずだ。だから悪かったって。しっかりしなくちゃいけないのに、また遠坂に負担をかけた。
いいけどそんなの。私だって自分の安全第一でさくらを追い出したんだし、シローにそう謝られる筋合いなんてないわ。
Safety. Interesting.
自分の安全第一ってなんでさ。
だってシンジがマスターだったんでしょ。
That's a good
Yeah.
point, actually.
Fair enough.
あいつのことだから、シロんとこにさくらがいるって分かったら目の敵にするに決まってるもの。だからシンジとの決着がつくまではさくらはここにいさせない方がいいのよ。
No. And theoretically, it'll only take a week to do. Or in a week, it won't matter anymore. So, yeah, fair enough.
No.
I get it. She makes a good point. She said that he doesn't tell Sakura anything. I don't think he was lying. But if he finds out his little sister comes here so often, he might get the wrong idea. Which, I mean, is kind of an open secret that she comes here so often, but anyways.
だよな。シンジから見れば、さくらを人質に取ったように見えるもんな。
そういうこと。もっともそんなことは別にして、ここが危険なことに変わりはないでしょ。
Really, Lancer's got your address. Ren obviously has your address. Shinji has your address. It's already like a bunch of people that know exactly where you live.
あんまり頻繁に夜出歩かせるのもなんだし、しばらくは遠慮してもらった方がいいのよ。それがさくらのためだし、私たちのためでもある。
まあ、そうだな。さくらには悪いけど、後で謝って許してもらおう。
Yeah, though I won't be able to explain myself whenever the time comes. You better start thinking. This is really getting to me. I feel really bad about turning Sakura away like this, even if it's only temporary. She's been so unselfish about helping me for all this time.
あら、随分と元気がないこと。さっき人を怒鳴りつけてくれた
Yes,
異性は
mind
ど
your
こに行ったの
business.
かしらね。
Exactly.
エミヤ君はそんなに桜がいないと寂しいのかな？
She, a balm for the soul, while you, a wire steel brush.
You know, she is sweet ketchup. You're picante. Translator's note: picante means spicy.
Oh, that's fantastic.
She's spiritually a Latina. Let's be real.
Yeah, I can see it. Totally. So Sokka grins maliciously. Oh
Oh
crap.
crap.
I'd known she would teach me whenever I showed vulnerability, but I went and did it again.
ほっといてくれ。さくらはうちの平和のシンボルだったんだよ。藤姉と俺だけじゃ足りないところを補ってくれて
Those
たんだ。
war is still selfish.
それをこっちの都合で追い返したんだから気だって沈む。
Yeah.
なんだ、よくわかってるじゃない。それだけ言えれば合格よ。少しは勝ち
Don't
きっ
look
て
at
の
me
が出
like
てきた
that,
み
you
たいね。
devil.
Exactly.
何が言いたいんだよ、遠坂は。
わからない？つまりね、戦いが終わればさくらは戻ってくるでしょ。
That's true. So put you back into it. In the war, sooner rather than later.
シロは聖杯なんていらないって言うけど、それなら今まで会ってくれた平穏のために戦えばいい。ほら、目的がはっきりしていいじゃない？
Well played. So Sokka smiles her very biggest smile. When she puts it like that, I really have no choice but to agree.
Damn.
I don't know what to say. What she said there confirms that she's both mean-spirited and ridiculously awesome at the same time.
じゃあしばらくさくらちゃんは来ないの？
まあそういうことだから藤姉もたまには家で親孝行したらどうだ。じいさん、娘に構ってもらえないって嘆いてたぞ。
お父さんなんかほっといてもいいの。私がいなくたって死にゃしないんだから。
People would call that a flag.
That's what you think.
それにね、
God.
さくらちゃんがいないんなら余計私がしっかりしなくちゃダメじゃない。シロだって男の子だもん。
Speaking of not
万が一
taking
があったら
consideration
懲
of
戒
people's
免職
ages,
よ。そうなったら責任取ってくれる？シロ。
my friend today was like, "What the hell are you doing drinking?" I was like, "I'm 23." I forgot. What do you mean you forgot that I'm like? It's not even, you know. Oh, I'm 20. How do you miss by like 3 years?
I
Lady,
mean,
you're not even that old.
Yeah, I don't know what to say there. But you know what? They were just confused.
I'm grown, Joyce. I can make my own decisions.
Exactly.
なことな。
Uh-huh.
Oh, why are you hesitating? Why are you hesitating?
Lord have mercy. Sadly, since I'm a man, I can't really confidently deny that.
You should not have hesitated, though.
Yeah. That is the inch that you gave. She's going to take the mile. Sayonara.
エミヤ君何かしらね今の止めは。
It wasn't even Taiga.
Oh, Lord. She glares.
Shut up, Bryn. It's not your route.
Hosaka's eyes bore into me from one side.
ないと思う。これはただの下宿じゃないんだ。
What about your quote distant relative?
Gosh.
俺だって分かってる。
そうよかった。やっぱりエミヤ君は信用できますね先生。当然です。シローは私でもちょっと趣味に走りすぎたかっていうぐらい落ち着いてる
Yeah,
ん
he's
だ
trying
か
not
ら。
to show weakness.
He already lost one battle today. He's trying not to make it two. Saber continues to eat in silence as she observes the two interacting. It's been 2 days, but I don't think I'll ever get used to this.
あ、そうそうシロー。弓道部のことなんだけどね。三辻さんが怪我したっていう話知ってる？
Captain?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It was the captain, right?
三釣りがなんだまた他の部のやつと喧嘩でもしたのかあいつ。まったくもうすぐ3年なんだから少しは落ち着けってんだ。
But what really happened?
で怪我の方はどうなんだよ。割と深いのか。
うん、それは大丈夫。軽い捻挫だって。学校の帰り道に怪しいやつに襲われたそうよ。あの子って俊足でしょ。スパーッと勢いよく逃げたんだけど最後に転んで怪我したみたい。
Rolled ankles are just the worst.
そうか大事がなくてよかった。けどよりによってあいつにね命知らずというかなんというか。
What are you trying to say, buddy?
Yeah. How's it going?
どちらにせよ間抜けな犯人だったな。俺はてっきり。
I'm doing well. Just playing some more Fates. We've met the man, the myth, the legend, and now we've made it to the next day.
Oh, Wire, I'm not drunk anymore.
Yes.
Because they wanted to hear the Southern Belle.
Oh, yeah. Understandable.
I'm gonna let that
逃
one
げた
slide.
んじゃなくてノックアウトしたって思ったんでしょう。
He's devastated. No, it was not on stream.
I was so
Sorry.
by the time we started.
Yeah. It had already basically worn off. Even I missed it. I too am devastated.
Well, Drew's girlfriend has said, "Hey, you're gonna be my backup for drinks that I don't want, so you'll have your chances, I guess." Don't you boring me when you have the personality of spoiled milk.
So therefore very fragrant
Please keep clicking.
and solid.
Please keep clicking.
Gosh. Fujine grins. Yep, she sure knows Ayako Mitsuzuri well.
あいつが逃げるなんてめったにないから。しかしそうか三つ釣りのやつも俗には。
Excuse you?
まいいんじゃないか。それぐらいのイベントが起きないとあいつに女らしさを教えるのは不可能だ。
we need to beat this guy with hammers. At least a little bit.
Just a little bit of honking. I munch on my rice, nodding approvingly.
ねえねえエミヤくん
Oh boy.
Ah!
Here we go. Suddenly, Ren Tosaka slaps my shoulder, smiling at me.
私からもちょっと耳寄りな話してあげよっか
Sleep well.
Night. Thanks for joining.
なんだよ。今の話以上に耳寄りな話は難しいぞ。本気で。
Oh no.
うん今まで黙ってたけどね私と綾子って仲良しなの休みの日は2人で遊びに行くぐらいの仲って知ってた
I.e., as soon as I get to school, I am going to tell her that you said this, and then stand back and watch her kill you.
Mate! Mate, yo!
Oh man. The music every time. Perfection.
There's something about what a visual novel can do to just make the monotony stop.
So good. Wait. Why are she and Mitsuzuri friends?
今の話一言一句間違えずに伝えてあげるから安心してエミヤくんも喜んでたって言ったら綾子ったらそりゃあもう瓦10枚はぶち抜くぐらいに喜ぶんじゃないかな
Oh my gosh.
訂正したい。今のは言葉のあやだ。あまり人様に話すような発言じゃないんで、黙っていてくれるととても
Bringing up
助
the
かる。
lawyer talk. Not even like a
So?
Phoenix Wright lawyer, like the
な
lawyer
あ
that
黙
Phoenix
ってい
Wright
てもいい
picks
けど
on.
それなりの条件がないときついかなほらついポロッと口に出ることってあるじゃない
I said, give them an inch, and they will, in fact, take the mile.
お前な、謙虚なセリフを言ってんのに、にんまり笑ってるってのは良くないぞ。
What choice do you have? You said that would maybe that'll teach her to be more feminine. Like I can't go to bat for you, man. You struck out.
Yeah. All the homies, like, it was nice knowing you.
We're all just kind of collectively like jazz music stops.
あらごめんなさい別に楽しいわけじゃないから誤解しないでね
Yeah. No misunderstanding here. She's enjoying this.
わかった。これから朝食は洋風にする。
Oh my god.
さっきお前が言ってた朝飯作るならパンにしろという提案も受け入れていい気になったり。
上出来ねマーマレードだけじゃなくていちごのジャムも忘れないでくれると嬉しいわ
Not the marmalade.
Strawberry jam. I too have some strawberry jam in my fridge right now. I'll make some toast after this.
Good call. Good. Always a good call.
たく、日本の朝を何だと思ってやがる。
You
Corner
wannabe.
wannabe.
お前一人の趣味で朝飯を買いやがって。この暴君。
Dang. Like, think of it this way. After a week, she's supposed to be gone, so just put up with it for a little while longer.
いいえそれは違います朝食がパンになるのは私も嬉しい加えて半熟の卵を用意していただければ文句はないのですが
Soft boiled eggs. Saber jumps right into the discussion.
ああ、そうですか。わかったよ。洋食にすればいいんだろ。くそ。さくらが洋食にしたからって調子づきやがって。お望み通り、明日から朝はパンにするから、それで文句はないな。なら、さっきの話は他言無用。絶対に三つ釣りにはバラすなよ。
Puff and shove rice into my mouth without looking at either of them. And then,
なんでそんな無駄なことするのかな。
Fujine, who had been watching our conversation with a look of wonderment, finally speaks up. I knew that she was going to have something to say. What you gotta say?
なんだよ。無駄ってなんだよ、藤根。
だって遠坂さんが話さなくても私が三辻さんに話しちゃうじゃん。こんな面白い話黙ってられないよ私。
Yep, there it is. The game was rigged from the start. Fujine shakes her head disapprovingly as she eats. Actually, I need to think of a way to deal with her, or I'm really in trouble. Breakfast ends and it's 7:30. Fujine surprisingly stays back and suggests that the three of us walk to school. But we can't do that. I made a decision last night. Now that I've said I won't rely on Saber, I can't afford to take it easy anymore.
So let's go. 戸締まりはいい？シロ。
いや、戸締まりはいいよ。俺、今日学校休むから。
Just gonna skip school. Interesting.
My mama would never.
That's the truth. I'll wait Fujine until Sakura. Bye-bye, have a good day at school. Slams the door in their face. Fujine freezes, stupefied, for just a few seconds before the manifestation of the tiger.
ちょっと学校休むってどういうことよ。え？お
？Oh, that's funny, even Tosaka.
Oh!
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Tosaka beat Fujine to the chase.
そうよシロ。学校休むってシロどこも悪く
My
ないでし
mama
ょ。
would never, like I said.
いや、傷が痛んでるんだ。気温が下がると古傷って痛むだろ。そんな感じ。
I complain about this often.
Yeah. It's definitely a thing. Definitely not knocking that. However, for him, especially with Fujine being there, literally knowing him basically his entire life, and this almost certainly never having come up before, a good try, but
それ嘘でしょシロ。
yeah.
嘘だけど、それで勘弁してくれ、藤根。何も学校が嫌ってわけじゃないんだ。やることがあって、そっちのが今は重要なだけなんだ。だからさ、それで許してくれないか。
もうそんな言い方されたら私の負けじゃない。シローが事情を話さない時っていつもそうなんだもん。昔からそうだよね。
Fujine is complaining, but at least she understands.
そういうわけだ。学校の方は遠坂に任せる。
エミヤ君がいようがいなかろうがこっちには支障はないし、確かに悪くない選択よそれ。
なあ、留守は任せてくれ。しばらくはバイトも休むから家はそう開けないよ。
わかった。それじゃあ行ってくるねシロ。怪我で学校を休むんだからあんまり外に出ちゃダメよ。
Yeah, yeah, that is true.
それじゃあね。今回はいいけど次からは事前に相談してよね、こういうことは。
Who died and made you my wife?
I mean, that's just the side of the bed that she woke up on. And she's running with it.
さて、雑巾がけぐらいしとかないとな。
Tell Saber to meet me here a little later. Always do just the bare minimum of cleaning in here. It's been years since I sparred with anyone in this place. It'd probably be rude to both the dojo and Saber if I don't clean up a
しか
little.
しあれだな。剣の修行って言っても何をやらされるのやら。
I sparred using a shinai with Kirisugu many times, but Kirisugu and I never really cared about proper form. It's more like a couple of amateurs beating each other up.
And those Shinai can hurt, especially if you're not wearing protection.
Huh?
They may be bamboo, but oh my god, they hurt.
Yeah. Never
And
really.
sorry, Adele. When hits to the hand are as common as they are in sword fighting, oh, it sucks when you get hit with bamboo.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true, because that is a lot of it. Never really had any plans to practice kendo seriously, and I was really only taught how to fight opponents wielding a
そも
sword.
そも道具を使って喧嘩するのは苦手だったな。作ったり直したりする方にしか関心がないんだから。
Spoken like a true blacksmith type person. Truly a creator.
I'm gonna kill David.
In that sense, this might be the one time for me to learn proper swordsmanship in any serious sense. Saber's swordsmanship is different than kendo, but I'm sure there are some things in common, and I don't think that they're so different I won't be able to keep up. Here's a door open. Saber arrives precisely on time. It works out well since I just finished cleaning.
待たせたな。今日からここで手ほどきをしてもらうわけだけど。
どうかしましたかシロ。何か意外なものを見るような顔をしていますが。
いや、セイバーの服がそのままだったから驚いた。てっきりあっちの格好で来るのかと思ってたから。
Well, you see, the other outfit, that's whenever I'm going to war. We're just training. I don't need to do all that. We're trained with swords, so I immediately thought of Saber in her armor, since that's what she always wears whenever she's fighting.
はあ、武装している方がいいというのでしたら着替えますが。
Don't look so
そうです
sad
ね。
about that.
私がどうかしていました。たとえ試合とはいえ、鎧をまとわないのはシロに失礼です。申し訳ありません。
Not right
すぐに
here.
着替えてきます。
I don't think she was planning on doing it right here at this moment. Like, I don't know where her armor is kept, but it probably is a physical thing that's in her room. She's not theoretical magical girl goes through the whole transformation sequence, which would also be a very hilarious image, but I don't think that that's hers.
あ、いや、別にそういうわけじゃない。ただの思い違いだからいいんだ。俺もどっちかっていうと、鎧姿より今の方がいい。
は、ですが、この服装ではシローの気が済まないのではないのですか?
Oh, it is in fact quite satisfactory.
気が済まないって、確かに今から試合するぞって感じじゃないけど、セイバーが動きやすいって言うんなら問題ないだろう。昼間から鎧を着込んでたら、セイバーだって疲れるしな。
Unless, you know, it's light armor.
Just because it's evenly distributed doesn't mean it's not still that amount of weight, you know?
それはそうですが、この服装で剣を振るうのはおかしくはないでしょうか。
なんでさ、似合ってるんだからおかしくなんかない
You
ぞ。
do.
俺、セイバーは鎧姿より今の方がいいと思う。
He sees the person under the armor, and we do too.
Which also is kind of the reason why he's in this trouble, because he's looking a little too much underneath the armor.
His mistake of seeing her as a person, as fucked up as that sounds.
Yeah, that basically is exactly how Saber put it. I am not a person, I am just a servant. I go forth and go thwack and slash.
Not even that she's specifically a servant. This literally, I am your sword and nothing else. A sword should not have opinions.
Yeah. Exactly.
理解しかねます。この服装は確かに気軽なのですが、戦闘には耐えられ
You
ないでしょ
are
う。
the saber.
セーバーとしては不向きな姿だと思うのですが。
Well, it might look bad on some other saber because that's a dude and he just doesn't pull off the look. But you, however,
I can think
pull
of
it
at
off
least one
quite well.
fabulous saber who could. I'll show you Charlemagne later.
Okay.
その格好で戦うなバカ。セイバーは女の子だろ。女の子にはそういう服のが似合うんだから、それでいいんだ。
There's the line.
Don't blush at that. Do not affirm his beliefs.
And then I return the rag I've been cleaning with to the bucket, and I bring back 2 shinai that have been leaning against the wall.
それでどういった鍛錬をするんだ、セイバー。方針は全部セイバーに任せるから、無茶でも何でも言ってくれ。
Alright, I want you to drop and give him 3,000. Go.
Excuse me? My sneeze took over. It was so surprising.
He specifically said, I'll do anything, no matter how absurd it might be. Still blushing. Saber seems distracted as she catches the shinai and stares at me quietly.
なんだよ。しないじゃダメか。まさか僕と、いや、真剣を使えってんじゃないだろうな。
He really is a tough instructor. This is beyond anything I imagined.
いえ、そのようなことはありません。せっかく優れた試合用の模造刀があるのですから、こちらを使うことにしましょう。
Yeah.
Like some of those lark ones are real good for it actually. You still need like if you're using it for sparring, you still need like a fencing mask, but it's good. Like they're literally called fake steel. I love them.
Today I learned. Saber draws in a deep breath and goes right back to being the normal Saber as I know her.
よかった。さすがに木刀で試合をするのは無双すぎる。
The book though are pretty hard after all. They're like wood.
What is this, mahogany? No, stop.
It is that shade. You are right.
Whoa.
There's find the lie.
Here I was just being funny.
They go from like birch light to mahogany dark. It really depends.
で、本当に何をやればいいんだ。まず素振り500回とか走り込みとか、そういう体力作りからか。
I hear Goku in my head. No, we're gonna fight a lot.
What I heard was, no, I'm going to make you see God, and then just rush him.
その必要はないでしょう。私から見てもシロウの運動能力は水準に達しています。これ以上肉体面を鍛えるのであれば、それは1日や2日でできることではありません。
You don't think he's going to last a day or two? Interesting.
I think it's more like with the timeline for this war, we really don't have much more than like a couple of days to devote to training before it's like, all right, you ready to put those skills to use? You know, especially with whoever's trying to drain the entire school, his or her magic circle is about to go off in probably a few days, something like that. So, makes sense.
シロウは魔術師としては未熟ですが、戦士としては悲観したものではないと思います。幼い頃からよほど懸命に鍛えてきたのですね。
まあそれぐらいしか取り柄がなかったからな。体を鍛えるのだけは魔術の才能がなくてもできたことだし。
それが幸いしたのでしょう。ランサーに襲われて死に至らなかったのはシロウのそういう努力の賜物ですから。
Stuff from that first encounter, because that was a surprise attack and all that jazz.
ですが、それは武器になるほどのものではありません。
He knows. Believe me, he knows.
人間には限界がある。シロウの体はその限界の域には程遠いし、突破することも難しいでしょう。ですから私が教えることはただ戦うことだけです。
戦うことだけってどういうことだ。今の口ぶりからして戦う方法を教えてくれるってわけじゃなさそうだけど。
当然です。一朝一夕で戦闘技術など身につくはずがないでしょう。私にできることはマスターに1回でも多く戦いを味わってもらうことだけです。
Exactly.
そもそも人に物を教えることは苦手なのですから、私に指示されても困ります。
Who else is he going to go to?
That's how you know you're screwed though. Like, I'm not even that good a teacher, you know?
Yeah.
As she's readying the sword.
She at least knows how to hold back. That's good enough, right? Right?
For the meathead.
もしもし
Don't you mushy mushy us.
Fantastic. Having her sound so proud about what makes it a bit awkward for me as her student.
つまり、要するに、ただ試合をするだけってことかな、セイバ
Yeah, because like she said, you don't just pick up a lifetime of tactics and techniques and things over just a few days. So
Let's get something straight here. He don't have mind's eye fake. He doesn't have that intuition. So you gotta learn it.
true, true.
ええ。ただそれだけです、マスター。寸止めはなし。お互い相手を殺すつもりで打ち合いましょう。そうですね。1時間もすればどういうことなのか理解してもらえると思います。
Right then. Saber readies herself, gently gripping her shinai. Oh. I tilt my head, wondering what she means, but I also grip my shinai as Saber does. In that instant, my vision goes black.
KO.
Literally. Sabers teach me one very simple lesson. No matter what I do, no matter what strategy I come up with, none of it will change the outcome of a fight against someone I just don't have a chance of beating.
折れているのならもっとたくましい腕になっています。重度の内身ですが、
Woman, you are one giant lump of coal.
そうか。よし。なら、もう少し続けるか。
Yeah? What a trooper.
まだ続けるのですか、シロ。
What did you think this is? Who do you think you're talking to?
Yeah.
Just who the hell do you think I am?
Yeah, you might have intended this training to be like, oh, I guess I'll smack him around a little bit, make him give up. Yeah, that's not happening.
You clearly see. There's this nifty little problem that everyone seems to have with Shiro, where they don't realize who they're dealing with.
Yeah.
確かに内身ではありますが、すぐに動いていいものではありません。
容赦なく人の腕に打ち込んできて何言ってんだ。いいぜ。セイバーが乗り気じゃないんならその好き。
Got it.
No, you don't.
Nope, obviously.
人の話を聞いてください。明らかにシロは疲労しています。そんな体ではせっかくの修練も無駄になるのですから休憩を入れるべきです。
Yeah, quite true.
いや、でもな、こう明らかに手加減されてるのに打たれっぱなしっていうのは情けない。
I've been in this scenario.
Oh.
せめて人たち、セイバーの眉ぐらいは動かさなきゃ悔しくて倒れられん。
Local man too frustrated to even just give up and black out, even though his body has long since gave up.
驚くというのでしたらもう十分驚いています。強情だとは思っていましたが、
Yeah, you did.
まさかこれほどとは思っていなかった。
悪かったな。根本的に負けず嫌いなんだ、俺。
Yeah.
ええ、それは嫌というほど思い知りましたので結構です。ともかく休憩にしますから、シローも竹刀を置いてください。床も汗で滑りやすくなっている。極限状態での模擬戦でもなし、疲労困憊して足場も不確かなどという状態では意味がありません。
This is a fair assessment.
なんでさ、普通戦闘訓練ってのは最悪の状態を想定してやるもんだろ。なら
それこそ無意味です。いいですかシロー、あなたがサーバントと戦うというのでしたら、体力は万全、足場は完全、逃走経路は確保済みという状況以外での戦闘は無意味です。
Training for the mud and the blood and the rain is safer when you're on equal footing with somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
あなたは全てが充実した状態でなければサーバントと戦いにさえならない。最悪の状態で戦うという時点であなたは選択を間違えているのです。
つまりこういう状態では間違っても戦うなってことか。
そういうことです。そうなってはどのような奇跡もシローを救いはしないでしょう。あなたの戦いはまず自身を万全にし、的確な状況を模索することから始まるのです。
納得。それじゃ申し訳ないけど休ませてくれ。
I slump against the wall and slowly slide down to the floor.
I've been there too.
I exhale. There should be what I feel coming out of my lungs, but instead there is only heat. While my body is throbbing with flame, I glance towards the clock on the wall. It's a little past 11 o'clock. Started around 9, so we've been sparring for about 2 hours. Wow. During the first hour, I was just getting beaten up. Saber struck suddenly, and I blacked out. I woke up thinking I would be more careful, and then just got knocked out. Or just got knocked right back out. After getting beaten up repeatedly, my body seemed to get used to it. Or maybe my anger just triggered some latent power. But eventually, I did manage to block the first blow. The problem came after that. Here's a thought. Would humans dare to, or even be able to fight back against an opponent who is so much stronger and more skilled?
鬼。
Wow. The answer was no, because I blacked out the instant I flinched. After that, it was just a repeated show of a cat cornering a rat. See, she is a cat. If no matter how I tried to block the attack, I was just going to fall, mortally wounded, then I had no choice but to attack in desperation. Okay.
A cornered mouse will never fight.
Yeah.
You know, that's what the book said. Don't you believe it?
Most things, when cornered, will in fact attempt to fight back. Started getting enough time and awareness to intuit the next attack would kill me. So I just had enough time to think to myself,
Oh shit.
crap. I guess in a general sense, I was getting into the swing of things. So after that, I went on the defensive. My intuition kept screaming that the next attack would knock me out, so I would try to avoid it, like any living thing would. I managed to parry Saber's Shinai attacks as they rained down upon me, and while waiting for an opening to counterattack, she struck a final blow. I managed to stand up and think that next time I'll last longer. Then think maybe I should just go on the offensive before she can strike, since I couldn't hold out anyways. And that went on for 2 hours. I'm not sure this is going to make me stronger, but I do think it's helping me get used to fighting. Practice so I'm neither confused nor too calm in the face of the enemy. All I'm doing is teaching myself that I'm a single mistake away from death.
Yeah, all those concussions she just gave you, dude.
Yeah. But if she asked me if I thought this was meaningless, I'd say no. With no effective weapon to use, the feeling of constantly being on edge is the most important thing I have.
お疲れ様でした。
Why are you
どこ
so
か痛むと
close?
ころはありますか、シロ。
Personal space. Do they teach that in your country, woman?
Yeah, what's the problem? Checking to see if you're hurt anywhere. I say as I see you very obviously not looking like a pale Japanese boy. In fact, looking all manner of different colors. The next thing I know, Saber's right next to me. So exhausted, I'm dripping sweat all over the floor. Saber isn't even breathing hard.
痛まないところのが珍しいぐらいだ。
Yeah, not bad.
ほんと容赦なくやってくれたな、セイバー。こうまで一方的だと逆に清々しい。
I have to admit, I'm saying that entirely because I'm a sore loser.
はい。シロに合わせて加減はしましたが、容赦はしないよう心がけました。手心を加えては戦いにはなりませんから。
Quite true.
そうだな。おかげで今なら首輪が外れたドーベルマンが走ってきても冷静に対処できる。
Those things are nasty.
ってドーベルマンぐらいじゃまだまだか。俺も全然修行が足りなかった。
I'm in a moment of honest reflection. I've always thought I trained myself more than the average person, but now I'm ashamed for throwing in the towel after just 2 hours of sparring with Saber.
いいえ、そのようなことはありません。シロの打ち込みは一心で力がありました。時にあまりの熱心さに対応を
Don't
忘
you
れた
tell
こと
me
です。
that after you just got through whooping me?
I forgot to strike back, but then I remembered, and immediately you blacked out. Gosh.
Oh.
Suddenly embarrassed again. For a while, we've just been two people sparring with our Shinai with no thought given to being a man and a woman. But now she's caught me off guard.
いや、ちょっと待った。水飲んでくれ、俺。
水ですか？それでしたら私が汲んできますから、シロは休んでいてください。
Paper goes to get some water.
助かった。
Yeah? Oh. What was so close? Yeah, that was what I'm saying. That was a close one. What was close?
I'm hormonal, Richard.
Drink the water Saber brings me. It must still be break time as Saber's sitting formally in a kneeling position. Saber is so beautiful when she does that kind of thing. I'm not saying that as a man find a woman attractive, but because I find her beautiful as a human being. Just stating objective facts, you see. Still strange to think that she is Saber, a servant, and someone dedicated to fighting. Right now, there's only me and Saber. This might be a good opportunity for me to strike up a conversation, so I'll ask. Ooh, a branching point. Let's see. The reason to fight. I want to know why she seeks the Holy Grail. Good question. Good question. Want to know more about Saber before she became a servant. That's going to get shot down. Because remember, keeping her identity secret. And the more that you know, the more you can suss out. Need a trump card. It'd be nice to have some sort of secret blade technique or something. A secret blade technique that I thought of in just 2 days and somehow mastered just that quickly. Oh man. Those last two are certainly options. I think I'll go with the first one. Why does she want to fight so much? Might be able to understand her convictions a little more if I find out why she wants the Holy Grail. But can I really ask her that?
一つ聞くんだけどいいかな。
はい。何でしょう、シロ。
その聞き忘れていたことなんだけど、セイバーが俺に力を貸してくれるのはセイバー自身も聖杯が欲しいからなんだろう。なら一体セイバーは聖杯に何を求めているんだよ。
聖杯を求める理由ですか。ただ欲しいからではいけないのでしょうか。聖杯は万能の器です。手に入れれば叶わない願いはない。それを求めることに理由などありません。
i.e., I heard about cool shiny things, so I want it.
違う、そういうことを聞いてるんじゃないんだ。セイバー、わざとごまかしているだろう、それ。
シロ、それは。
求める理由じゃない。その叶えたい願いっていうのが何なのか知りたいんだ。けどセイバーが言いたくないんなら言わなくていい。自分の願いなんて人に聞かせられるものばかりじゃないからな。
Quite true, quite true. Saber closes her mouth, embarrassed. Uh-huh. I'm not surprised. Saber didn't form a contract with me to help me. Masters are the only ones who can obtain the Holy Grail, so she is only here to assist with that. Hold on, didn't we hear, like, way early on that the servant can get the Holy Grail?
Yes. They're needed because they can actually touch it. Because it's a spiritual thing.
Okay, yes. Interesting. And that's why she's hesitant to tell me her wish. But most of all, I don't want to hear her tell me about her selfish wish. So I shouldn't have asked. Besides, it's disrespectful for someone without a clear wish to ask about someone's wish. Fair enough.
シロ、それはマスターとしての命令ですか。
Oh, I quite literally just said, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. It catches me off guard. They returns to look at me. Her gaze is serious as her tone.
いや、違う。そういうつもりじゃない。ただ、 セイバーのことが気になっただけなんだ。つまらないことを聞いてすまなかった。
いいえ、確かにサーバントとしてマスターには己が望みを口にしておかねばなりません。シロ、私が聖杯を求める理由はある責務を果たすためです。私は生前に果たせなかった責任を果たすため聖杯の力を欲している。
Interesting. Certain obligation to fulfill the responsibility I failed to see through to at the end of my lifetime. Now I'm very curious about who you are and whether or not from there be able to suss out exactly um, what this obligation was. She looks straight at me. I see no deceit in her eyes.
責任を果たす。生前ってサーバントになる前のか。
はい。ですが、私にも本当のところはわからない。
Certain. Why is that?
私はただやり直しがしたいだけなのかもしれません。
I think we can all relate a little bit.
Yeah. Saber looks down quietly. For a moment, she looks like a lost child seeking repentance.
Father, forgive me for I have sinned.
ともかくそれで安心した。
But don't tell Kirei. Do not tell Kirei.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, he came to mind first, and I was like, we're shooting down that thought?
セイバーがさ、登坂みたいに夢は世界征服よなんて言い出したらどうしようかって心配したぞ。
I'm glad you're diffusing the tension, but did you have to do it that way?
And then Saber comes back like, whoa, how did you know? That is, in fact, what I was trying to do. Hello, it is I, Alexander the Great.
Look. You leave that big bar out of this and carry on. We will have words about Alexander.
Oh, I see. Here I was making a funny again.
Apollo with the dodgeball.
リンが聞いたら怒りますね。彼女はそういうことを口にする人間ではありません。
Yeah, no, we have
彼女なら
confirmation
ば
of Rin just
聖
wants the
杯を
cup.
自分のためだけに使うでしょうが、それは決して世を混乱に陥れるものではないでしょう。
そうか？俺は違った意味であいつにだけは聖杯を渡しちゃいかんと思ってるが。
I nod to myself. All the while, Saber watches me, her expression gentle. This conversation ends here. I should never have brought this up. The move between the two of us eases thanks to the mention of Tosaka, and I decide it'd be best not to pry. But the ache in my heart still remains. Even though I was relieved to know Saber's wish was not a materialistic one, I felt there was still something amiss with it. I think with that, that's what we'll call it. We'll pick up next time with the back half of break time and more training.
Alrighty, then I will prepare for bed then, because I've been so sleepy these days and I have no idea why. What do you mean I'm falling asleep at actual time?
It do be like that. Literally, me yesterday, I found that like Pathfinder was canceled, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a nap. And
And then you fell
then
asleep.
Yeah, it was not a nap. It was more like some sleep. Woke up like a few hours later and then stayed up half the night playing games. Such is the weekend life. But anyways, good night to the people. Thanks for joining. Until next time, we see Shiro get beat up some more.